legitness.
Yeah, it was.
My mic was muted for that entire first cut. Oh. Thought Lego was falling on me. Hi. Today we're going to talk about one of my favourite games of all time, Skate 3. Released in 2010, Skate 3 is set in the fictional town of Port Carverton, which is sort of like this weird skate place. It's kind of just like a big world and town built around the cultural idea of skating. You can really tell that this game was modeled to be a skater's dream. The clothing, the environment, the jokes, everything is just dripping with skate culture. It's so cool how they were able to condense and like refine what skating means to so many people into one game. It feels like a love letter to the days where people would dream of like blowing up online and being huge skaters with nothing but a camcorder and some shitty skateboard they found at Walmart. This game means so much to me and so many other people, and skate culture influenced me a lot growing up. I was kind of inadvertently raised on pop punk and emo and just all kinds of hardcore music simply by proxy of being around it when I was growing up. And Skate 3 was a massive part of that. My music taste, my clothing style, my tattoos, all of it can be traced back to Skate 3 and skate culture in general. And it was one of the first alternative subcultures I was really like involved in. And it just means a lot to me, and I can't wait to talk about it and like share my love for it with people. So sit back and grab a drink and get some snackies and get ready for me to yap about one of my favorite games of all time, Skate 3.
I always thought you were a poser.
Why am I a poser?
You fell in love with a girl. Only posers fall in love with girls, so you're a poser.
The map in Skate 3 is fantastic. I mean, the funny names, some of the places are from real life, creative spaces that you can hit these insane tricks around. It feels so real, but also kind of comical and very intentionally designed to be like a skating place. It feels like Tony Hawk was having a dream about the best place like he could skate. The coolest tricks you can pull, the most insane environments. It is just enough to be goofy and kind of comical, but also very real and feels like a space that could exist in a perfect skating world. I mean, the Super Ultra Mega Park, what a name, what a place. All my homies know the Super Ultra Mega Park. It's just amazing. The entire game is amazing. The map in Skate 3 is so hand cultivated and crafted to be a skater's dream. Every single rail, every single ramp feels placed to create all of these little sparks of ideas in your brain of awesome tricks that you can hit, and you can spend like half an hour trying to hit this one insane sequence of tricks, and when you do it feels so vindicating, feels so fulfilling to hit these amazing awesome tricks. I usually just post them on Instagram and they bang like no likes, but they feel awesome to hit, and I just love doing them and then syncing them with music afterwards. The entire environment is created to cultivate this imagination and creativity for skating, and I really love that about Skate 3. My favorite locations in Skate 3 are all the big ramps. I just love the big ramps. I like the spillway. I like the quarry area in the industrial zone. I love the Super Ultra Mega Park, of course, it's my favorite. It's the coolest, it's the most fun. I've hit insane tricks there. I love the observatory, doing the Carverton Observatory, doing that run down the road to the university, or doing like the spillway run all the way down the bottom. So cool. It's so cool how all of the map converges and how it feels so built in to flow you around all these beautiful areas, but it's so free and open at the same time. It's really perfectly non-linear, but linear at the same time. It's really good, and I really love how much care you can tell was put into designing the map in this game. And it's beautiful, and I love that about it. And I love booting up Skate 3 every now and then, just chucking on some emo music and just skating my problems away. It is one of my favorite pastimes, and the map in Skate 3 holds such a special place in my heart, it's not even funny.
Can you do a thingy on that rail?
It's called a grind, bro.
The clothing in Skate 3 is amazing. The clothing choices, the collabs, the goofy stuff, like the skeleton pants and the fruit pants, and all of the weird, silly t-shirts. how you can dress like a skater. It influenced my like style of clothing so much. It's not even funny. And I just love the amount of awesome clothes that were packed into this game and how you can grind to unlock these specific pieces if you want to complete an outfit. I love how you can replicate. I've replicated all my friends' outfits and how they look in Skate 3. My skate crew is just all my real life friends. And it just feels so like beautifully cultivated. This game is so cultivated. That's the word, cultivated. The Skate 3 clothing catalog feels like dress to impress for alternative people, and I stand by that statement. There are a few critiques of the clothing system, like how you can't layer and how like if you put on a hat it'll like make some of your hair options a bit smaller. That bothers me, but also I understand the game came out in 2010, so what can you really do? The clothing is so indicative of the culture. It feels so baked into my childhood, and it really foundated like who I am as a person and how I dress and all the cool skate stuff. And they showed off so many cool brands and opened my eyes to so much when I was younger of like, whoa, you can dress really cool. In a similar vein to clothing, it's awesome how many cool cheat codes for skins that they put in. You have Mighty McFly, which changes your skateboard to the floating skateboard in Back to the Future. You can have the big meat guy costume. You can have Isaac Clarke as a costume from Dead Space, which is, as a Dead Space fan, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, I want to fucking shoot necromorphs and then go like skating. Hell yeah, that's an evening right there. I love playing those games back to back because you can play like Dead Space, shoot these like creepy alien creature things, you know, destroy the marker, and then jump on Skate 3, hit some gnarly tricks as Isaac Clarke, and then call it a day. It's fantastic. And I love how many cool little Easter eggs like that they put in the game. They got found out pretty quickly, but it was awesome to see that and to watch YouTube videos like as a kid watching Jacksepticeye, try out all these cheat codes and then going home after school and like using the cheat codes myself and being like, whoa! I had no clue who Isaac Clarke was when I was a 10-year-old, of course, but it was cool. And it was cool how everyone was a zombie.
Time to play the game.
And the music in Skate 3 also really needs to be commented on. I'm going to yap here. It's chronic here. Let me Allow me to regale you with a little story. When 10-year-old me was booting up Skate 3 for one of the first times, I remember going through the music catalog and being like, whoa, there's so many songs in here. I don't know any of the bands, so I'll just keep them all in. And I played all of them. I used to, though all of those songs are seared into my memory. Don't even know the name of some of them. Wouldn't even know if someone told me about the band, like, oh, that's that band. Wouldn't know, but I would know the song. It's seared into my memory. And I remember when I was really, really young, the one that stood out was London Dungeons by the Misfits. If you don't know the relevance of that, personal to me, it's insane because the Misfits is my favorite punk band of all time. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. They're my top second artist on this for this year on Spotify. I've listened to them so much and I love the Misfits. I have a Misfits tattoo. I have the Fiend Skull tattooed on my body forever. And I didn't even know that it was in Skate 3 until I came back and played the game semi-recently. I have been into the Misfits since I was 14. I've loved them since I was 14, and I've just kept getting more and more into them. And I didn't even know that I originally started at Skate 3 when I was a 10-year-old. And I think that's such a testament to how ingrained in me this game is that I didn't even realize I had come full circle back on music that I loved from my childhood as a teenager until I went back and played this game. And that's so beautiful to me. The soundtrack is fucking stacked. Every single song, banger after banger after banger. Stacked soundtrack. It introduced me to so much music when I came back and played it as a teenager, and all of them are bangers. Lazy Eye on the Skate 3 soundtrack, I Know on Bass, and Love 2 Bits. That song has been the soundtrack to so many situations in my life, so many experiences, and it all came from Skate 3. I fucking love it to bits, and I would play the entire soundtrack. I could play the entire soundtrack on repeat for the rest of my life and not get bored of it. It's such a good soundtrack. It's so varied. You've got Kanye, you've got the Misfits, you've got fucking the Thermals, which is like an emo grungy sort of band. You have like a bunch of punk. You have so many cool weird hippie songs and 60s tracks. It's so cool. It feels like it's built for every single type of skater, a community that is truly inclusive, and every single type of music and subgenre is there on display, and you can pick what songs you keep in. I keep all of them in because they're all bangers, but it's important to me that there's that level of like awesome duality, and there's that level of variance in the soundtrack, because I love all kinds of music, and Skate 3 introduced me to so many different kinds of music. One of the first Kanye songs I ever heard, I think he was featured on it, I don't think he made the song, was on Skate 3, which is crazy and awesome. And I love the soundtrack, and I can't stop yapping about it, so I have to physically stop myself. That's the music section done. Dusted.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he on X Games mode.
And the community in Skate 3 was a really important thing to me. Skate 3 sports some really big celebrity names collaborating with the game. Names like Danny Drabol, John Rattray, which Rattray is my family name, my grandma's family name, which is kind of cool. And my favorite skater of all time, Chris Haslam. Go check out his skate brand, Brainchild. They're awesome. I love their work. I love their designs. He's such a cool dude. I love his like work with skating and how passionate he is about the mental health and like community. It's really cool. And I love his skate. I love his style. Sick dude. And I love that he's in Skate 3. It's awesome. And I love that they put all these amazing skaters into the game to do missions with and to ride around with and to like collect merch from. It feels awesome. They built such a community of young skaters to play with their idols and dream of the day where they get to like hit gnarly tricks with them IRL, or like meet them, or be on the same level in like the skater pantheon as them. And it's really cool, and I love the community that Skate 3 built online and in person. It was such a cool game. It introduced me into skating, and it got so many people into skating, and there was such a rich online community, especially on YouTube. I have every single Jacksepticeye Skate 3 video committed to memory. I can quote them to memory, and that's not even funny because I remember when I was a kid. I had a kind of shitty phone. And I used to fall asleep watching Jacksepticeye videos because I have issues with sleeping and I need something to occupy my brain or I won't sleep. And I used to fall asleep watching Jacksepticeye Skate 3 videos, and because my data was so shitty on my phone, I couldn't it would take an hour to load a video. Like, not even that, it would take like 10 minutes to actually load a video. But then once that video is loaded, it will play just fine. But if I go to another video, it'll take another 10 minutes to load it. So I would just rewatch the same video over and over and over again, like 5 times to fall asleep. And it's so ingrained in me, that content and that community, that space, all of the fantastic skate creators that were around at that time. I loved that community. It's not as thriving as it used to be, but it's still pretty strong online, and I really appreciate how much that I was raised in that community and just the general skate community as well. It's so inclusive of so many different subgenres, most alternative subgenres have some sort of relationship with skating, and it's really cool to see that. I think other than goth people, because the massive boots kind of present a problem, but punks, you'll 100% see them skating. Skate punk is a thing. Most like Long Beach hippie subculture was super big on skating, which I'm also like a huge part of. Most emo subculture, pop punk, had a huge milestone, backbone in skating. And even my favorite music today, full circle, Hot Mulligan, top artist of this year, seen them live. They have a song called Pop Shove It, Hall of Meat, duh. Full circle, guys. Communities, the community is just one big Venn diagram. Time is a flat circle. Who cares? Also, while I'm bringing up songs, Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne, just a bit of a banger. Just wanted to throw that in there. Yeah. The atmosphere of Skate 3 is so steeped in nostalgia and freedom and silly goofiness for me. The game is so freeing and so warm, partially because of my nostalgia for it, and also I think because of how it was designed. You could tell there was a lot of love put into the game. I'm so proud to have been a part of that community and now to be talking about it. Skate 3 has such a special place in my heart for the culture that it invited me into, the music it introduced me to, and the space that I got to grow up in as being a huge fan of the game. And I hope that with this very short, very low budget video, people can kind of understand why I love Skate 3 so much. Okay, well, that was the video. Sorry for a bit of a late upload on this one. Sorry. Life has been kind of crazy, but very good. So, yeah, I've been all over the place in a very good way. That's as much as I can say. Sorry for a late upload. I plan to keep uploading videos. I want to keep doing this a lot. And I would love to hear any feedback or thoughts or comments. Engagement, please. But yeah, thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope that everyone goes out and plays Skate 3. It's an amazing game, and I love it to bits. Okay. I need to go empty the dishwasher. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.